Hey, Miami Vineyard, so good to be with you. So good to be with those of you joining us online today. Hey, can we make some noise? Let's welcome in our online Vineyard family, wherever you're joining us from. Hey, Vineyard family online, just want to let you know at the end of the service today, we're taking communion. So you may want to grab some juice, crackers, some bread, whatever, just to join with us at the end. The elements aren't important, just grab something and participate with us at the end. So my name is Kevin. I'm one of the pastors, and every year here in South Florida, we experience something. The Miami Dolphins disappoint. Oh, my Green Bay Packers last night. Oh, they were so close, so close, so close. No, every year, we experience something. We have a birthday every year. Some of you celebrate it big, some of you like to forget it, but every year, we have a birthday at our house, with our kids and our family. We made birthdays important and birthdays special because God said on that day you're going to come and join this planet, and so. But we when my kids were growing up, we didn't celebrate like people do today. I mean, today people rent out the entire Disney complex for a week. I mean, we didn't do that back in the day. So back in the day, our celebrations were much more minimal, but so we had cake and ice cream and gifts and so forth. But here was a tradition at our house with our kids. Our kids could choose the meal for that day, the evening meal for that day, dinner. And they could want to go out to eat, you go out to eat. If you want to get takeout, we get takeout. If you want, if you want to cook a meal here, we'll cook a meal here. And do you know that 98% of the time, all 5 kids, out of everything, all the options they had, they wanted Mama's cooking that night. Come on, somebody, let's hear it for Mama. Let's hear it for Pastor Debbie. Mama's cooking that night. They didn't want Daddy's cooking, they wanted Mama's cooking. Some of you know that this past year, I celebrated a big birthday. 35. If you've been here the past couple of weeks, you know that I've been talking about it a little bit. Celebrated the big 6-0 last year. And I don't feel like it. I don't act like it. My wife said, you act like you're 10, but that's a different story. So we had a big deal, a big party, and I called it the halftime party. Halftime, because I'm only half done. I'm going to be 120. So I said it's a halftime party. So I asked people to come in their favorite sports jerseys, and we had a whole big deal going on. But look, in reality, I'm probably more than half done. So when I think about my life now, think about most of my life is behind me. Less of my life is in front of me. But it really started to help me think through this life, this one precious life that we have. And how am I spending it? And how am I investing it on people and things that really matter, relationships and all those kinds of things. And I thought about the words of James. James, writing to some Christians in the first century, he said these words. He said, for your life is like the morning fog. It's here a little while, and then it's gone. I'm thinking, James, you couldn't be more accurate. Maybe James turned 60 as well. I don't know. But our life, he said our life is like the morning fog. Just like that. How are we using this life? How are we investing this life? How are we, because life is so precious, and I don't want to just be passing through. I want to make my life count, and I want to thrive, and I know you do too, and that's what we've been talking about in this series, and lots of passages in the Bible talk about this idea of time being precious and our life being precious, and one spot, the Apostle Paul writes to a church in Ephesus, which is modern-day Turkey, and he says these words, he says, so be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, but live like those who are wise. Make the most of every opportunity. And then Moses, who wrote one psalm in the Bible, the great Moses wrote just one psalm. It was Psalm 90, and he writes these words, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Wow. Teach us to number our days. There was a small group leader who was teaching in her small group this kind of idea, this concept about teaching us to number our days and so forth. And so she posed this question just to get the group thinking a little bit about how precious life is and so forth. And she posed a question. She said, what would you do if you had only 1 month left to live? And so one woman spoke up and said, I would do as many good deeds as I possibly could. And the group thought, oh, that's good. Another person said, I would dedicate all my time to serving God. Somebody else said, yeah, that's good. And finally, group leader said, okay, anybody else? What would you do if you knew you had 1 month left to live? What would you do? A guy in the back says, I'd go to my mother-in-law's house for the month. People are going, what? And finally, the group leader said, why would you go to your mother-in-law's house? Because he said, that would be the longest month of my life. Hey, how about a shout out to all the mother-in-laws in the house today? Come on. All the suegras. So, this weekend we're in part 3 of a series that we're calling Thrive. Where we're talking about our life. And when I talk about thriving, I'm not talking about packing more into this life because our lives are already so packed full. What I'm talking about instead is focusing on those things in life that really matter. So I'd love for you to locate some message notes as we get started here today. Message notes are all virtual. You can find them on our Miami Vineyard app. So if you don't have the app downloaded yet, it's a simple download, a free download. Go to your app store, search Miami Vineyard. In the room today, you can scan this QR code in the seat back in front of you. You can download our app. Once you get the app downloaded, tap on This Weekend and Message Notes. This Weekend, Message Notes. They're both in English and Espanol. If you want a hard copy of the notes, you can find these any weekend in the back. If you like the old-fashioned way and like to write them, those are there as well. So, we are in week 3 of Thrive. And if you missed the past 2 weekends, you've got to watch the past 2 weekends. It's been powerful as we've talked about how precious this life is, this one life that we have, and how we can focus this life and invest this life in things that really matter. You got to get parts 1 and 2. Go to YouTube, go to our website. You got to get parts 1 and 2. But what we've been saying throughout this series is this: that we don't thrive by accident. We thrive by making intentional choices. And I want to give you 3 more intentional choices we can make today. We talk about thriving in this life, all from the Bible. Here we go. If you're taking notes, let's get right into this. Here's the first choice we can make today. Number 1 says this: live life with passion. Amen. With passion. Now, what's passion? Because a lot of people confuse it with excitement, but excitement and passion are very different. See, one of the things I get excited about when I go to Orlando, it's not Disney World. It's visiting my 2 daughters who live there. Aww. Actually, I'm lying. You know what I get excited about when I go to Orlando? Giordano's deep dish Chicago-style pizza. Come on, somebody. Any deep dish fans in the house today? Yeah, come on, somebody. You're online with us right now. Just put deep dish pizza in the chat. I love it. Some would say I'm passionate about it. But passion is different. Because I love eating it day 1. I'll even eat the leftovers day 2 and day 3. But after day 4, I'm ready for something else. So that's not passion, because passion doesn't expire after 3 days. Passion goes a distance. And so there's different. I'm excited about pizza, but I'm not. Passion is deeper. Passion bubbles up in your soul. Passion is what you live for. Passion lasts for longer than the moment. And passion recognizes that life is short. And we've got to make the most use out of this. I love this quote from Pope Paul VI, who said this: somebody should tell us right at the start of our lives that we're dying. Then we might live life to the limit, every minute of every day. Do it, I say. Whatever you want to do it now. There are only so many tomorrows. Wow. There are only so many tomorrows. And tomorrow's not guaranteed for any of us. So what I'm encouraging us in this series is to live life, live it to the fullest, live it with passion. And so as a communicator, it's hard for me to really, because passions are so different for all of us. Every one of us in this room has different passions. And it's so hard to, but some of you in the room, you're passionate about exercise. Anybody passionate about exercise? It's kind of like passion. Okay, 3 of you, fantastic. Okay, let me just say it. All right. How many of you are passionate about sitting on the couch? Can I see those hands right there? Okay, loud, right. This is the couch service. Okay, got it. You know, last night was a couch service too. I don't understand that. But so But listen, we're passionate about things. Some of you are passionate about kids, about youth, about teaching, about finding a cure for cancer, starting a business, social justice, mental health, making a difference in this world. Some of you, I heard, are even passionate about cats. I don't understand that. But anyway, what I'm telling you today, live out those passions. What are you waiting for? A doctor to tell you you've got a year left? A doctor to tell you got 6 months left? Live them out now. I met somebody yesterday morning who was part of our growth track. Once a month, we teach a growth track that I hope all of you go through. Helps you understand your purpose for life and your gifts, abilities, and this church and joining and all that stuff. So I met a guy who's 38, and he's in school right now, in med school right now, at 38, following his passion. Wow. I love that. I love that. Because he had something else happen in his life, but he wasn't passionate about it. So he's going back to school at 38 to follow his passion. I love that. I love that. Listen, God wired you up with passions. And if they're God-honoring, follow them. Follow them. Follow them. But the truth is, look, it's easy to say that. And I think this gentleman was single, and that makes it a little easier than when you've got to bring a family with you on your journey. But there are some limitations, right, on these passions. There are. I mean, you might have family, you might have all this kind of stuff. So there are some limitations. But let me give you 2 limitations that will bust your passions. This is true for all of us. These 2 limitations, and because some limitations we have no choice on. These 2 we do. Let me give you 2 huge passion busters. Here we go. Here's the first one: an unresolved conflict. If you carry with you an unresolved conflict, it will absolutely destroy your passion. Because it's like a black cloud hanging over you. And some of you in this room know exactly what I'm talking about. An unresolved conflict. Somebody did something, somebody said something. You just can't let it go. And anytime the subject comes up, or anytime the person's name comes up, or anytime you see someone who looks like them, who reminds you of them, you feel it all over again. It's like this it's like you feel it, right? Now, I don't know exactly what that's like. People have told me that it's like, because I have no conflict with anybody. Right. Look what Job says about this. He says, to worry yourself with resentment would be a foolish, senseless thing to do. Do you realize resentment is a passion killer? I don't know what's up with us as humans, but we somehow we believe as humans that if I can hold a grudge against somebody, somehow me holding this grudge against them is getting back at them. It never gets back at them. All it does is mess up you. It's a passion killer. Because you're walking around with this black cloud over you. It's a passion killer. And listen, if you knew your time was limited, would you still carry that grudge? Answer is no, because I've been with people at the end of life. They want to make it right. They don't want to, they want to settle accounts. They don't want to carry anything with them. So listen, why wait till the end of your life? Do it now. 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 But Pastor Kevin, you don't know what they did to me. You're right, I don't. And can I just say that I'm so sorry for some of you in this room and joining me online right now, where you have had things happen to you that should never happen to a human being. And I'm so sorry. But I do know this. If you don't forgive and let them go, you're going to carry that hurt and that pain with you for the rest of your life. But Pastor Kevin, I just can't forgive. No, I get it. I do. But that's why we need to rely on the person and the power and the presence of Jesus Christ. Amen. He's the one. He's the one that's going to help us forgive. He's that one. So first passion buster is an unresolved conflict. The second passion buster is just kind of the opposite side of the coin, and that's an unforgiven soul. That's when we've done something and we can't seem to let it go. So the first one's like a black cloud, but this is like a weight. Look what the Bible says. My guilt has overwhelmed me like a burden too heavy to bear. If you joined us last weekend, I talked about how I'm going to be running a full marathon, 26.2 miles, next Sunday morning. People ask me, they've asked me all the time, so Pastor Kevin, what's your goal? What's your time goal? No, you don't get it. I don't have a time goal. My goal is this: cross the finish line without dialing 911. Okay, that is my goal. That is my goal, just so you know. But so when I run this marathon, listen, I don't want anything weighing me down. I'm going to pick the lightest shorts, the lightest shirt, the lightest shoes. I even take this Miami Vineyard wristband that I wear all the time. I don't wear it because I don't want any wind to get in there and weigh me down. I even drain my bladder right before I leave because I don't want anything weighing me down. And sometimes while I've been training in these, I've been training a lot for this race, running around the neighborhood and so forth, I see people, right? I see people who are running, like not to train for the marathon, but just to run to exercise. And I watch them, and they got like 5-pound weights in each hand. And they're running like miles, right? Miles with a 5-pound weight in each hand. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? I don't want anything weighing me down. And listen, in life, can I tell you, holding a grudge, resentment, carrying around our guilt is like weights that hold us down. And I'm telling you today, right now, you take that and you let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Like that great theologian Elsa in the movie Frozen. Listen. Jesus Christ restores. And Jesus Christ redeems. You don't need to carry this with you. You don't need to carry this with you. And if we want to thrive, not only this year, but the rest of our lives, let it go. Let it go. So number one says, live life with passion. Here's the second thing I want to give you today, that a second intentional choice we can make to thrive. Number two says this: define my life values. And what I mean by this is making sure that our life reflects those things that are important to us. Because if we just let life happen to us, it doesn't always reflect what we want it to be. So what am I talking about when I say life values? Okay, I'm talking about actually taking some time and getting out a piece of paper or your notepad on your phone and just like think, wow, that's a really good question, Pastor Kevin. What do I want my life to be? What do I want my life to reflect? So ask ourselves those questions. And then let me just give you, here's a couple examples of some life values. For example, here's one. Maintain my overall health. That's a big one for me. It's a big one for some people, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally, relationally. I want to maintain overall health in my life. And that's a great life value. Life values are not a value it's not a New Year's resolution. It's not for 2024. This is for life. I'm going to do this for life. Okay? A life value. Maybe here's another, just throwing some out. Maybe living a life of integrity or living a life of generosity or pursuing and promoting social justice and causes. Those are all great life values. Let me give you one life value for me that has been my life value, that has served me so well for 35 years. And here it is. Give full attention to my family. That's one of my life values. Give full attention to my family. And some of you know that Pastor Debbie and I, we had 5 kids in 8 years. I don't know how that happened. We got them started, couldn't get them stopped. I don't know. Another conversation for another day. 5 kids in 8 years. We had 4 kids, teenagers, all at the same time. There's a technical term for that. It's called hell. But anyway. Listen. But this life value, okay? Give full attention to my family. It's not just if you have kids. This can be a life value for For no matter what stage of life you're in, you may single, empty nesters, college, newlyweds, starting a family. Because when it's a life value, it lasts for life. And so, life value lasts for life. Now, the way we implement it changes over time depending upon the season of life that you're in. So let me give you, so for example, if you're gonna work on this assignment a little bit, which I would really recommend you work on, what are my life values? What do I want my life to reflect? So when you make the main life value, and I would say recommend 3, 4, 5 main life values, then under those values, you want to put some specific things that you want to do to implement the value. So I did that as well. So a couple things under that life value, a couple things to implement the value. One is this. If you have kids, and listen, if you're got kids right now, you're in that parenting kind of phase, a season of life. Listen, I'm going to tell you some things right now that I think are just gold. Here we go. They're not complicated, but they are gold. One, and this is what I said. Enter their world. Meaning. Ask questions. Try and ask them what's happening in their life. And now, my kids are all grown, all moved out, but we have a family group text that serves us so incredibly well. We celebrate things. We celebrate disappointments, and it's a constant text. I mean, there's 60, 80, 100 texts every day. So enter their world. So I got my life value, right? Invest my life in my family. Then my life value, under that, one of the sub is enter their world. Here's a second sub point. And this is great advice for parents. Don't talk on the phone when anyone from the family is in the car. Don't take a phone call, mom and dad, when you got your kids in your car. Push it. Don't talk. Don't take it then. Do you realize, parents, that when you have your kids in your car with you, you have a captive audience? They can't go anywhere. You could have any conversation you want to have because they can't go anywhere. Car rides for me with my kids have been gold. Just gold. And I want to encourage you. And so talk to them. And I know you say, hey, how's your day? Good. Come on, we all been there. Well, come on, Pastor Kevin, your kids aren't like my kids. Right. And then let me give you one more, mom and dad. Say yes to all the dad, do you want to questions. Say yes. I tried to do that my whole life. There were so many times I was so tired, I didn't want to do anything. Dad, do you want to? Inside I'm going, no. But outside I said, yes. Dad, do you want to? Dad, do you want to? Dad, do you want to? Say yes to all the dad, do you want to? And listen, we've only got so much time here on this planet with our kids. I got 2 words for you, mom and dad, with your kids. Don't blink. Because you give birth to them in the hospital, and you're sending them off to college. And you're going, where did the years go? So take it all in. And I want to invite you to something, parents. If you're in the parenting season, or plan to be in the parenting season, I want to invite you to this parenting conference that we're hosting, happening on February 7th, coming up at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night, right here on campus. I think it'll be in a different room, but right here. I invite mom and dad. We got a speaker coming in. It's going to be a fantastic time. So if you're in that season, put it on your calendar right now. You can sign up on the app right now as well. On the front page of the app, you can sign up on that app. Just touch that button and you can sign up right there. So here we go. 3 intentional choices. Live with passion. Define my life values. And number 3, move from willpower to God's power. Because there's no way I'm ever going to do this on my own. Think about New Year's resolutions. It's January 21st today. I'm not even going to ask for how many of you are keeping New Year's resolutions. I can tell by looking at the gyms. Yeah. January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, man, you can't find a parking spot. Today, right front door, baby. Because it's tough. So listen. Nobody's going to do this with their own power. We need God's power. We need God's presence. Look what this verse says. 2 Thessalonians 2 says, may our Lord Jesus Christ and God our Father give you strength in every good thing you do and say. Oh, yeah. May God give you strength in every good thing you do and say. We need the power and the person and the presence of Jesus Christ. So I want us to do something today as we close out the message. I want us to do something that followers of Jesus have been doing for 2,000 years as they think about and remember Jesus, and that is taking communion together. So when you walked in the doors today, hopefully you got one of these purple cups of juice. If you did not get one, just put a hand up in the air right now. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Put a hand up. There's people coming around all over right now with these. They're going to pass them out to you. So got some hands up here in the middle, all around here. Here they come. They're coming. They're coming. Just keep it up. Just keep it up. Online with us right now. Online Vineyard family. Grab some juice. Grab some crackers, bread, whatever you got, coffee. It really doesn't matter. The elements aren't nearly as important as what the heart is. So grab something at home and join with us. All right, still got a few hands here that are jumping here. So, okay, good. All right, let me tell you how to use this, okay? Take the clear plastic and pull that one back. Expose that white wafer. Don't take it yet. We'll take it together in a second. And then the purple foil, that one's a little tougher. Pull that one back. Expose that juice. A little tougher on the purple. And then, can I ask us to bow our heads for just a moment as we prepare our hearts for what's about to happen? Because communion is powerful. Jesus gave us this to do this. He said, do this in remembrance of me. So I want to invite us right now, in this moment, okay? In this moment right now, as your heads are bowed and your eyes are closed, just a moment. And I want to invite us to do two things right now, in this moment. I want to invite you to release and to receive. So first, I want to invite you right now to release what we talked about before. Those people that have come across your mind that you might have resentment about, that you might have a grudge against, that might have hurt you in the past. I want to invite you right now. You don't got to say it out loud, but just inside. Say, Jesus, I forgive them. Jesus, I forgive them. Jesus, I forgive them. You might say, Pastor Kevin, I've forgiven them 1,000 times. Well, if you still feel like they got a little hold on you, then forgive them again. Forgive them again. Jesus, I forgive them. Jesus, I forgive them. Let them go. Release. Some of you, it's not what's done to you. Some of it is what you've done yourself. And you're carrying around guilt, and you're carrying around shame, and you're carrying around, I can't believe I did this. Some of you feel like you let Jesus down. Listen, you can't let Jesus down because you're not holding him up. But I want to invite you right now. Some of it is you. It's just you. Just let it go. So first, we're going to let this go. And second, so we're going to release. And second, we're going to receive. And I want to invite you right now to receive the person, the power, the presence of Jesus Christ. Receive his forgiveness. Receive his redemption. Receive his restoration. Receive his healing in our lives. Some of you right now, I really think, are having a breakthrough right now. You're sensing the presence of Jesus Christ. So let's receive this communion together right now if we can. So on the night before Jesus went to the cross, he was with his closest followers. He took a loaf of bread, he broke it. He said, take this, eat this, do this in remembrance of me. So this white wafer we have in our hands right now, let's take this together. Let's do this in remembrance of Jesus. after the bread, he took a glass of wine. He said, this wine represents my blood, which is going to be shed for you, for the forgiveness, for the redemption of anything you've ever done and anything that's ever been done to you. Jesus said, I'm paying the price on the cross for you. I'm sacrificing for you. Let's take this right now. Let's do this in remembrance of him. And let's continue to pray for just a moment. Because I really believe that God is in this moment, is in this space, is in this place online. I really believe that some of you are experiencing, and I believe this, as we continue to pray, I believe that some of you, that what is happening right now in this moment, I think some of you are going to be freer. I think some of you are going to be lighter. I think some of you are not even going to really know what happened, but it's just the fact that you chose to forgive and let go. And you invited the person of Jesus Christ into your world and into your life. And you received his forgiveness. And listen, if there's never been a moment of your life where you've done this before, where this may be your first moment where you're saying yes to Jesus, I want to invite you to simply pray this simple prayer inside. Don't got to pray it loud, but just inside. Say, Jesus Christ, today I say yes to you. I open my life, my heart, my mind, my will, my emotions to you. Jesus, thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for setting me free. I pray all these things today in Jesus' name.